Senators officially out of office for a month-long August recess without a deal on dozens of President Trump's latest nominees. After bipartisan negotiations collapsed over the weekend, Republicans are pushing for a rules change upon their return to speed up the pace of confirmations to the president's cabinet. The president calling Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer an extortionist for pushing for funding deals in exchange for approvals. Writing this on Truth Social, Democrats, led by crying Chuck Schumer, are slow-walking my nominees, more than 150 of them. They wanted us to pay originally $2 billion for approvals. The Dems are crazed lunatics. Maria spoke to Senator Markwayne Mullin about this on Sunday Morning Futures. Watch.
So we're trying to break the logjam, and the price kept going up. We started at $800 million for pet projects for Schumer, and then they kept raising the number to $1.3 billion. Then they kept dropping the number of nominees to the point where President Trump late last night just said, "Go pound sand. We're not doing this anymore." He's not going to hold the American taxpayer hostage for Chuck Schumer's fear to stand up to his base. So Schumer kept demanding more, because he knew that he would get to the point where we couldn't accept it. We put them on notice and said, we're not going to play games with you anymore. So now you're forcing us to change Senate rules, which honestly, in the long run, is the best thing. So as soon as we get back through this, through the August, we're going to be working on rules change. The Democrats are going to scream saying, we're doing the nuclear option. No, Chuck Schumer and the Democrats did the negotiation, or did the nuclear option, because they have filibustered.
Schumer wanted NIH money moved, correct?
Right. Yes. Yeah, he wanted to award these schools that have taken advantage of the taxpayer dollars, and these very liberal schools too. And so he wanted a high number for NIH money, which was, that's going to be a hard sell. And I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. We're like, nope, we're done. Sorry, we're walking away.
Joining me now, New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. He's a member of the House Transportation and Infrastructure and Judiciary Committees. Congressman, good morning to you. And your reaction to what Senator Mullin told Maria, the fact that this seems to be some kind of game that Schumer was playing at the end of the day. He knew. And they would come back and have an agreement, and then he would ask for more cash. Then it was over $1 billion, pushes it to $2 billion. You know, those are the reports anyway. What's your reaction to that?
It's unseemly. It's inappropriate. I mean, we're not, buying these positions. Obviously, there can be discussions on where money is spent. But first of all, the American people made a decision. They made a decision in the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they wanted to have a change in what we did. And to go along now and go backward and to be funding all kinds of, I won't use the word, but I'll be nice, nonsense, stuff that we don't want to see funded with American tax dollars. We've gone through the list, from transgender opera to drag queen shows to all of it. We're tired of it. We want to take care of our veterans, take care of our infrastructure and the needs that we have at home. So what he did was wrong. And it got worse and worse and worse as the negotiations went along. And I think the right thing happened and said, we're not doing this. They're going to go back, in a month. And when they go back, they should change the rules and move forward and get these people appointed.
Okay, I wanted to get your reaction to that, Congressman, about the rules change discussion, because, Senator Thune had also floated about, this idea of recess appointments. Do you support giving any president, recess power, appointment power?
I have mixed feelings on it, but we are at a point here where we have waited so long, and the negotiations have been so stupid, quite frankly, because they just haven't been real, honest negotiators in the process, that we've got to move the country forward. And it's time to get these people appointed. And there's important ones: the State Department, Department of Justice, Department of Defense, real things, all this virtue signaling and all these things where we play around the edges and we're dealing with all this nonsense rather than what government should be doing. We need America to be strong, and we need to get this done.
All right. Well, so we'll see, I guess, how this all plays out when everybody comes back from the August recess. And I think, fair mixed feelings about if this does become a recess appointment situation, then that becomes the presidential power moving forward, which could be problematic. Let's talk about the energy and infrastructure landscape under President Trump. So these trade deals that he's been getting signed, getting foreign countries to invest in the United States, he's working now to put an end to that Biden-era green agenda. Congressman, you've been doing your part in the state of New Jersey. Let's talk about the windmills, because you and I have discussed this about this on the show before, and you killed that project. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. But multiple projects. And, this is something we worked on with President Trump and when he did his original executive order, and we're going to move on from there. But that original executive order, a good chunk of that was written in my office. He's worked hand in glove with me on that, and I'm most appreciative for it. It was a bad deal. It was bad for fishermen, bad for tourism, bad for the ratepayer, bad for our energy portfolio. We are rich in energy. We were tying ourselves to failed policies that Europe needs because they don't have energy. We're the leaders in energy. They should be buying energy from us. That's the direction we're going now, not only with energy, but in the country, is that, we're not the caboose on the train. We're the United States of America. We're the engine that drives it. We drive the world. And that's the difference. The wind turbines were terrible. And you know what? We were investing billions of dollars in foreign companies that some of them didn't even like the United States of America. Come on, we can do better than that.
And then putting windmills off the coast of your state, New Jersey, and then having dead whales wash up. And that was a big story that we covered with you last year. President Trump signed this EO to revive the presidential fitness test. And this is to obviously get kids healthy again. And this is a set of exercise measurements that's going to come back to schools nationwide. A lot of health experts, Congressman, are celebrating this. They say maybe it needs to be revived a little bit to focus more on health and wellness and not so much on competition. But give us your thoughts before you go.
Well, real quickly, it's very, very important. We talk about a strong America infrastructure, strong America energy, strong America foreign policy. In every way, this is another piece of it. We want our kids to be healthy and to be bright and to be able to, live good lives. And, just sitting, looking at your phone all day, every day is not the answer. We have more obesity, more sickness, more diabetes. So, this is something I felt strongly about for many, many years. I'm a health professional myself. I was a practicing dentist for many years, and physical fitness is important to me. Every year, every day, I work at it for myself. It is important for our kids, and we want to take that executive order and actually put it into statute. We want to make it the law of the land, and not everybody's going to be an athlete. Not everybody's going to be number one. Not everybody's going to run the fastest mile. I get that. We all get that. But to walk more, to exercise more, to eat better, to be healthier, that's not only good for our kids, but it's good for our country.
I agree with you as an athlete myself. Congressman Jeff Van Drew, it's great to see you as always, Congressman. Thanks for being here.